Heyo,
Hey,
FEPCAST.
how's it going,
Yeah, what a
everybody?
night. I have not watched 2.5 Men, by the way.
Oh, how have you not
Okay.
watched it? That was the only good thing to watch out of the two
Here's
things. You had to
why. Here's why. Because Israel just attacked Iran, and I have other obligations with other jobs where I have to jump on this stuff. I watched the entire 2-hour 90-day, which we can talk about the length of that. I forgot how long it was.
which
Yeah,
was
like-
just as messy as the Israel-Iran attack. Let's say
Maybe more so. Giant. Some would say giant nuclear armament on some of those gals. But yeah, I didn't get to watch it. I was going to come home, watch 2.5 Men, which is like 20 minutes because it's a short sitcom.
That's a good one.
And then jump on the podcast. So it was like fresh in my mind. And then Israel bombs Iran. And I'm like, great. Now I got to send out statements. I got to deal with crap. I mean,
So
come
why
on,
do you have to-
Israel. Do you not watch the show? Do you not watch the show?
yeah,
Why do you-
they
Why
kind
do
of
you have to
waited.
send out a statement? Does anyone think that Israel consulted the California Libertarian Party before?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I work for the National Libertarian Party, by the way.
Whoa, hello.
My
Look,
bad.
man,
Respect. Put
Just-
some respect on my name, bitch.
if there's one attack, I mean, obviously the Democrats are obviously honking.
What
for
are
Palestine.
libertarians gonna do about it? I mean, they don't really. They're more passive than anything. They don't seem to want to fight.
We're not. We're like the most armed people in the world, but we also don't want to go screw with people overseas. We just want to defend ourselves, live our lives, let you live your lives, and not bomb foreign countries where the United States is going to get drawn into this crap.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not a. What do you think the Israeli Libertarian Party has to say? Are they like, oh no, Moshe, we got a problem?
There is
here."
there is no such thing as a Israeli Libertarian Party. You are the Israeli Libertarian Party, by the way.
Let's start it. That'd be a fun one. to
Don
do.
Ashkenazi Jew in Virginia in a tank top is the solo member of the Israeli Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
You know the meme where it's like the superhero sweating over like it's two buttons to push. And so it's like Trump sweating over send troops to protect Israel or send troops to fight illegal immigrants.
Yeah, which one?
ABC
What do I
in
do?
ABC in Los Angeles just had an article. They're like, there are more troops in Los Angeles than there are in Iraq, Syria, or whatever.
That's
Not for
about
long.
to change.
Not for long. You know,
Yeah.
like they're like, oh no, like, oh, that's a great thing for me. Like, oh, well, not for long. Great.
Yeah. This is
I'll
like a
look at
weird.
more tire car fires.
Yeah, the getting out of the weird haze that everybody was. It seemed like COVID made people realize what was going on in the world, and then now we're in this weird world where everybody's trying to undo certain things that they saw happening. That was really. I feel like I'm living in a simulation of humanity where there's just two
You
different
probably are.
opposing opposite opinions about stuff that kind of dictate how day-to-day life is lived, but they're both retarded opinions.
Right. Well, that's why I'm libertarian. It's right in the middle. It's right in the middle of the opinions. Like, you don't like they're both psychotic. Both the
Mhm.
Democrats and the Republicans are like cheering for war. It's awful. But you know what? Whatever. It just happened. Sorry, we'll move on, guys. People don't watch the show to get embroiled in politics.
About entertainment and fun.
People don't watch this show. That's the problem.
Yeah, that exactly. They take this show is the greatest benefit to humanity, Rico, because people take it instead of watching FEPCAST, they go and take a walk. They play with their children.
Mm-hmm.
This show should be #1 on Apple. Like there should be articles written about FEPCAST. FEPCAST, the best show you've never listened to for your family,
Written by
and
us.
your mental health.
There you go. I like it.
We have a Patreon where people should. We have a Patreon. People should just give us money to not like. I love not listening to you. I love that you don't do bonus content. I don't know.
That's
I don't listen to-
Pay us to shut up, everybody.
No. We have to keep doing the show. That's the thing. We have to put the show out. They have to opt into not listening to it to choose to spend time with their family.
I guess that's right. So, I mean, if you consider a non-listener the same as a listener, we're pretty much breaking barriers over here. We're doing really good work.
I heard Shadur Sanders does not listen to our podcast, and that's his secret
That's his claim
weapon
to fame.
in
Yes.
Browns camp.
Yeah. I heard you
Yes.
were saying a name that sounded like Shadur, and then you said he. I would have thought a name like Shadur was a girl's name.
That's Shaniqua
Mm.
from Martin. And we're back in the first episode podcast, guys. Welcome to the first episode podcast.
Speaking of black women,
Well,
Mm.
and we're
how
back out.
about the cast of what is it? What's the spinoff
Hunt
of
for
90 Day
Love.
Fiance?
Hunt for Love.
Oh, goodness
God.
gracious. Rico, that show was 90 minutes. Did you know you were
I
suggesting
loved
a
it.
90
I actually started watching the second episode.
90
you love
minutes.
it, yeah.
90 minutes.
Look how happy you are.
Don, to be clear, 90 minutes without commercials. If you watch
That's
it
right.
on TV, it's 2 hours.
Oh my
I
god!
forgot it was 90 minutes. That's what fucked
I did too.
that's what fucked me up today. I was like,
It's-
oh my
It's
god.
insane to be
I didn't
having it
know
for
what-
that long.
Yeah,
It's a
I had a
movie.
feeling.
You're
I had
watching a
feeling
movie
it was
every
90
week.
minutes. It's called 90 Day Fiance, so it being 90 minutes kind of makes sense. I don't know why I thought of
Well,
that.
it used to be like a sharp 22 minutes, I think, in season 1.
No, it was
No.
always I think it was an hour in season 1.
Yeah,
Maybe.
And it slowly got longer because they kept adding people because they added shitty, boring people. But this,
you know what else?
look, this was whew.
The other thing
Tell you
is, I
what,
think
I'll tell you what,
there-
man. Oh, it's like seeing an ex-girlfriend that
Yeah.
like got kind of fat when you dumped her, and then you see her out in the wild, and you're like, wow, she really pulled it together. She's looking pretty hot again. That's 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love.
the
back then.
editors, I would say, are not a judicious bunch where they go, yeah, just
Yeah.
put it all in
You
there.
don't have time for editing.
Yeah,
They
so,
literally filmed 90
like,
minutes of content.
right.
Wait.
like, yeah,
Before
we
we
got
get ahead of ourselves,
2
before we get
hours
ahead
of
ourselves.
video. Let's put in like, an hour 50 of it, and we'll just
Well,
cut
wait.
out
They just
10.
they have a VHS tape in the camcorder, and they just film until it's out. They're like,
Right.
all right.
Right,
It's a show.
you're getting everything.
It's
Everything
clapping.
they
Hey,
filmed
boss,
is
it's
there.
clapping. He's like, all right, we're done here. To preface this show, so 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. And we used to do full episode by episode breakdowns of this show when we had Bravo and Beer. And I think we still did it on the Boring Podcast a little bit. Because 90 Day Fiance
little
is
bit.
a show where people meet foreigners. They get K1 visas for 90 days, and almost without fail, these people are terrible matches. They're
Yep.
grifters looking for green cards. It's hilarious. It was one of the
Half
funniest
of them
shows I've
are
ever seen in my life.
trolls to look at too. I
Oh,
mean, they're not-
disgusting. And thank
the
God,
people
half
that
of the people
apply
that,
for
that
this show are
Well,
hideous.
half the people that no, they're smart, like Usman. We'll talk about Usman. It was hilarious because they're so stupid and so gullible that they marry these foreigners who clearly they're like, oh, I'm a 65-year-old fat, heavily smoking, I have one leg, like woman, and I'm marrying a 24-year-old hot African, and they're like, I found true love. They're great.
He
They're
loves me
entertaining.
for who I am.
I don't
Well,
suspect.
you know
a thing.
what? The first season, it was actually more of like trying to be a feel good story. I think
Yeah.
they were kind of like normal, awkward people meeting and like navigating.
It was
Yeah.
like the
world. And
autism.
then-
It was much more like the autism dating show.
Yes.
Look how
and then
good. Yeah,
producers
producers felt
realized,
good about
like,
themselves.
yeah, like this is dumb. We need fucking train wrecks. And then they adjusted the casting accordingly, and we get the train wreck of train wrecks all converging in Hunt for Love. And some
like
of our
it.
favorite cast members of the past. Don, did you ever watch 90 Day Fiance?
I did when I was doing some other podcasts with these other idiots, and they made me watch it. I don't remember what their names were, but they were. you
Wait,
know,
do we have a
ugly.
competitor? Do we-
Yeah,
I would
Did we
love it.
steal
on
you?
another podcast. Nobody watched.
You
Nobody
guys
watches
made
this
me
podcast.
watch.
People watch the other podcast. People watch the podcast. And we actually talked about this shit.
There
It was too
one
much
where it was
work,
like
though. It was so
like a
much work.
skinny woman
I
and
know.
a guy that was always on Instagram or TikTok, and she was all jealous, and she had a dead husband or something.
Oh, yeah, we did watch that one.
Yeah, you guys were
Sure.
making me watch that season. I remember we watched it, and then out
Wow.
of that is when we birthed the idea for fepping.
Yeah, it's worked out well for all of us.
No, we
moving
should go
on.
back to the Bravo.
Yeah, I know. I've said that a million times, but the Bravo was
We can get Andy Cohen.
to do Bravo and beer. Bravo beer was very popular, growing. It was honestly, for all of you who don't know, all you 3 people that watch this podcast, Bravo and beer was a show where dudes get drunk and watch women's Bravo shows and then talk about them. And it was honestly hilarious to talk about them. And it had a huge and growing following. Like it got bigger every week. And we hit the wall where we couldn't take it anymore because watching these shows was like 7 hours a week because they're long. And we changed it, and our audience didn't come with us, which sucks. But yeah, predictable. But it was a great idea. I'm a brilliant man.
I also
It was
think
also
that
during the birth of COVID, so we were all doing nothing.
There's a lot of
And,
content, a desire. For
we would
content.
shotgun beers at the start of the episode.
We do our Bravo beer bongs.
And some of them I got just absolutely ripped because, Wednesday during April 2020, you don't have a lot going on the next day because the whole world is shut down. You can't even do anything. The library.
Shotgunning a beer is a great way to forget about
Well,
trouble.
that was a gateway.
All I'm saying is I had a brilliant idea. It was growing exponentially, and it literally was something when these guys said they didn't want to do it, as Rico noted, they're like, we don't want to do it anymore. I was like, I'm fine with it. Yeah. That's how painful it was.
That's how we get out of the
shows.
That's how we get out of the show.
It was, dude.
I don't want to do it anymore.
But we have fun on we had fun talking about it, watching them because these shows, if they were a 30-minute show, right? That we could do that. They were 9 to 2 hours, like the Housewives. They're an hour each. You watch like a couple shows.
And there's nothing going on, honestly, for a long period of time in the show. They're just dragging it out for one little nut of drama.
And you can't fast forward because you don't want to miss that one nugget that all the ladies are talking about. But it was a genius idea because women liked having a man's perspective watching this show, making fun of them, and be like, making fun of these catty ladies. We had people like just random chicks. Like, I just bought a 6-pack to watch the podcast tonight. It was awesome. It's sad that we gave it up.
What else would be good is a mystery science theater approach to the show. Because as I was watching the show,
but they have that. They do that.
But they have it with other idiots from the network. It'd be more fun with people like us that could make fun of the morons.
The problem is we would get,
but you can't use their content.
Yeah, instantly taken down. Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the premise of this show: cast off doofuses from 90 Day Fiance who have failed in their marriages. Shocking. Find themselves on an island full of alcohol. A hot events hostess who hilariously is still they're in the hot tubs in the episode, and she's just they're like, I host the events, but I'm also here in the hot tub being hot.
It's like when you go to a strip club and the waitress later starts, who you think is super hot. You're like, I wish she was a stripper. And then she starts stripping. You're like, oh.
That never happens ever, but that would be like what happened.
It happened. I vividly recall one time. It was in Cleveland.
If it was in Cleveland, it doesn't really count, does it?
She probably owned the place too. And
not only
it's like the hair
waitress, I'm the owner.
I own it. I'm taking your order, and I got a set to do.
It was very hot. It was great.
Well done.
So these chuds, they get tossed off. Their marriages fail. They're on this island now, full of booze. I presume drugs, right? What do you guys think? There's got to be some sort of dealer of drugs.
There's definitely alcohol.
Or do you think it's just booze?
No, you know what I think? I think everybody's traveling with pills these days, and so people got their uppers, their downers, their beta blockers, and they're all just popping pills and doing alcohol and having a good time.
Some kids don't even do drugs.
What's that?
I'll be right back. Trying to pour myself
Okay.
a drink and poured it on my router, so I'll be right back.
All right. Well, that's shocking. You have a technical malfunction. So let's set the stage, Don. I don't
now
know.
we
how
know
many-
why Brian's shit never works. He's always dumping alcohol on
Yeah,
his.
like I don't know why my computer's always broke.
It's always
A gallon of
glitching.
whiskey on it.
Yeah.
All right. So how many of these people did you know or recognize?
I'll be honest. I didn't recognize any of them because I've not
Really?
been a 90-day fiance. Even the people that I watched in the previous episode, like the skinny guy from Romania who had all the TikTok followers and his wife who had the dead husband. I didn't see them, but I didn't recognize them. But one thing I did, I recognized the format, right? It looked like I'm watching a version of Bachelor in Paradise or Love Island. But the thing I like about this one is that they dump a lot of people in there with a lot of history together and they just let them, fight it out.
I think one of the genius moments and aspects of this show is not only did they have all of these 90-day cast members, but they also just had some random dudes who had no idea who anyone in 90 Day Fiance universe was. And then they started talking to each other, and this guy's like,
I noticed that. I noticed that.
I don't know how do all these people know each other. And he's like, I'm gonna walk over there.
They must have told. They must have told that guy, "You're going on a dating show. We're gonna be on TV," and then he's just thrown into this weird, disgusting lion's den, and then he's like, "A lot of these people know each other." It was really, you could see how he was kind of. It was, and he like left awkward situations where people just started arguing with each other. He's like, I'm gonna leave this area because I don't want to talk to you people. This is odd. I'm gonna go mingle at the other people at the party.
With more odd people. And then like later in the episode, they were going on these like speed dating and flirting, and you'd see all these other random people that you didn't see the first night where they're all talking to each other, like
the uninteresting people. Yeah, like I mean, like there was one little Asian girl who sadly, like, so there's a bunch of different characters on this. Some of you may know them, some of you may not. But
there's Usman, Colt.
Colty.
These are icons.
Icons of the show. Colt somehow got talking to this tiny, cute little Asian gal, and I'm like, oh no, because there's all these hot guys. Like they're all like they get in shape. They're like pretty jazzed up. You got rando dudes in there that are good looking. But most of these guys,
they think they're going on Love Island or something.
Yeah, like they got in shape. And then you have Colt roll in, and he's the fucking turd in the punch bowl. Like he's shaped like a pear. He's not good looking. And you see these guys talking to these hot chicks, and they have their masks on. The first thing they did, like all masks, so that you couldn't see anybody.
That was a smart idea, I think, for a show that's trying to get people.
I like that aspect too.
It was
I
good.
want to go to an eyes wide shut party.
But again, that's not helping Colt because all these other guys are ripped abs with shirts open, and then Colt's like fucking pear ass douche who we saw. By the way,
Rico has ripped abs. He would wear a mask, and then he'd have like the open thing, so his ripped abs could be ripped and.
It's just he just writes ripped abs on his stomach. You guys want to see some ripped abs?
That's right.
Ripped abs. Block stenciling. But no, Colt, the mask didn't help Colt. Everybody else, oh, what a mysterious man. Eyes and abs and pecs, and Colt's just there like derp. Good job, Colt.
It's magical how some things that are made to people look sexy make some people look even uglier.
It accentuates the ugly. And then for Colt,
hideous.
He knows they're showing people after the first night. They're like, oh, they're going to bed. Who do they cut to? Colt and his naked, gross pear body. Jumping into bed nude of all people. They're like, let's show Colt sleeps in the nude. I'm like, why?
Why did he do that? He lived with his mom forever.
He said he's between housing. Do you think his mom's dead?
Well, he's
between moms.
Not with that 3-pack a day smoking habit. I think he was doing just fine. But he lived with her forever. You don't just start sleeping completely naked when you're in your mid-30s, do you? Like,
no.
You sleep the way you sleep.
No, but they also seem to find some really odd people in this show, because that's one thing I remember when they're doing the highlights of previous 90-day episodes as the montage for the person that they're showing. These are
you mean the montage of Bad Decision Island?
these are some hideous looking humans that nobody in their right mind would put on TV. And
But
then they put
usually
a
on one
troll of
side.
a man with like a really hot girl. And
Well,
you
look.
go, what do they think's gonna happen in this instance?
That's why the show's so funny. That's why the show's so funny.
Yeah,
You see these guys with these super hot chicks. Like the guy, the best thing of the
like
show.
that guy
so far.
couldn't get an ugly girl in his regular life. Let's give
Yeah.
him a hot chick from another country. This will be good.
That's why
This
90
will
is so
end
funny.
normally.
Don, you either have ugly guys with super smoke shows, or hot guys like Uzman. Not that he's that hot, but who's Uzman, who's dating a like 65-year-old heavy smoker, like chud that crawled out of the sewer. And he's like, "You're my number one. I love you." She's like, "Oh, Uzman." And then like,
Yeah, why are
So
they
there was-
doing this?
he didn't love me. Like,
So there was a
Yes,
hilarious
somebody
scene.
loves me.
I don't know if you guys caught it. It was from
Beauty
it
and
was
the
a
Beast.
flashback to an older episode where Tim is this like little midget with no muscle
oh,
who was
so gay,
somehow
the gayest guy ever.
dating
I want
this
to talk. I want to
smoke-
talk about him at length. By the way,
Yeah, well, we will. But so he was dating that Jennifer, who apparently he didn't want to have sex with.
Oh, the
But-
Colombian one.
So the funny part of this little flashback was apparently she was dating this other guy, Jesse, if Brian remembers him, who was dating Darcy before, and they were on like one of these 90-day tell-alls, and Jennifer started going ape shit on Tim, like saying every mean thing she could possibly say about him, and Jesse's sitting right next to her, and while she's like going off on Tim, he just takes like a slurp of a drink. He's like,
like alcohol drink.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He's just
oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, without a doubt, the drinking alcohol. That was funny. I made a note of that too. Thank you, Rico. Let's talk about Tim. Tim and Jennifer. So Tim is the gayest gay guy that has never come out, and I don't get it. He's on TV nonstop. Rico, can you turn a light on in your fucking room?
That guy looks
I'm
like
outside.
a chick who
Enjoying a beautiful
transitioned to
summer night.
being a guy.
He has
That's
so much
what he looks
Botox. He
like,
has
yeah.
eyeshadow on. He has this super trim beard. He has no musculature whatsoever, by the way. He's short.
And then like
He's
his
so
hair is
gay.
dyed jet black too, which is
Yeah,
really weird.
Right. And I'm not saying he's gay in an insulting fashion. I'm stating a fact. He's super fucking gay. And he was with one of the hottest chicks I've ever seen in 98 Fiance, who, by the way, showed up looking even hotter somehow than she was when he dated her. And you see these flashbacks where she's like, he'll say it. He's like, yeah, we never had sex. Him and that girl, that in unbelievably hot.
Why would you
Colombian.
sign up for a show to get married to a woman that you're not going to have sex with? You could have done that already. You were already doing that.
Well, look, you guys saw Jennifer. She's a psychopath. To be clear, she's a Colombian Latina girl. She's a psychopath to begin with. But look, if you're gonna fuck that and be with it, you don't have sex with her. That's a fuck it now and deal with the consequences later situation. Am I wrong with this chick? Let me find a pic. Let me find a picture of her so people that are watching
usually
live
every guy's
can
approach
understand what I'm
to
talking
every
about.
chick. And then maybe you hope that you marry one of them.
Look, she's so hot
If
and
you're
hotter
romantic.
now. I mean, she's unbelievably fucking hot.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, she's
She
very
seems awful.
attractive.
Like one of those types of people that you would love to go to bed with and then hate yourself when you wake up in the morning.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But he was with her and didn't have sex with her. Like, I'm watching this show furious. I was angry. I was clenching my fists because she's so hot. And I'm like, you dipshit. You wasted so many months and years with this chick and you didn't have sex with her. you're gay. Why would
Yeah,
you do that? You're gay.
clearly gay.
You're so gay, and it's insane. You're on this show finding love. Like
Yeah.
you are so
true.
gay.
There
Yeah,
are
you know
girls that
what,
don't look
though?
good that guys try to
It's
have
fa-
sex with within
it's
minutes.
fascinating to see in 2025 a clearly closeted, flamboyant gay guy, because you just don't see that much anymore.
On Bravo.
He's like a walking or like a woolly mammoth, a saber-toothed tiger. You know, like you
Yeah,
hear about
right?
these things, and you're like, I didn't know they still existed.
Yeah, like you're
Like a
on
guy
TV.
in denial.
He's like, I
right?
just hope I find love again. And it's like, dude, you had one of the hottest chicks I've personally ever seen.
Even if
and
you
she-
don't love her, you would still have a heart on for her and bone her.
You
Thanks.
bang
as
her.
many times as you can.
That's my point. If you don't bang her, any straight man,
Jordan's sitting right behind me.
well, he knows, he'll learn.
Well,
Jordan, you go
Jordan,
right away.
Is he a fag? We're gonna know. We're gonna know
Look,
this.
Rico knows firsthand. You bang
your
crazy
boy-
first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
Rico knows this more than any man I know, actually.
That's why he left the room. He goes, I don't want you to say anything. No, now he's in the Florida room. He's got all sorts of rooms.
He can't hear that. But no, Jennifer, she's so hot. I was like, damn, oh my God. Like, that girl's gorgeous. And I was like, oh my God, I remember her now. Like, she's a psychopath. She's crazy.
Yeah.
But she's also, look, you were with her for so long. That crazy.
You got all the negative.
Why would you not take the positive? The positive is what you're in for. Night number one, the positive. Why would you hang with that chick? He's like, I'm totally straight. I can't wait to meet a good
here's
woman."
why.
Yeah, Jennifer.
he's
Wait, let me
obviously
finish. Let me
Go ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
I like the episode. He's like, you know what the problem was with me and Jennifer? She just wanted me to spend all this money. I'm like, okay. And after you spend all that money, what is the trade-off? A bunch of sex. Apparently they didn't do that in a year. In a year.
Yeah. This guy is obviously gay, like you mentioned, Brian. Very keen.
Let me bring up a
Detective
picture of him
skills.
for those watching, by the way.
But you know what's weird? Enrico brought it up. It's weird that in this day and age, you got a guy who's so obviously gay, who's so obviously not attracted to women, pretends that he's a straight guy. And so he's faced with this beautiful, hot woman that every guy would drool over and drink bathwater of. And here he's got her, and he has no clue what to do. But all he knows is that if I'm a guy with a hot chick, people won't think I'm gay, because that's all he cares about.
But he's been doing it so long. Like, what is, like, dude, come on.
I don't know. He's got some kind of thing. He was a kid, and somebody goes, "Hey, that's gay. You shouldn't do that." And so then, like, that stuck with him. And yeah. If somebody goes,
That doesn't
"Hey,"
look like the face of a gay guy. What are you talking about?
What the fuck? What are we doing? Like, dude.
or we're all being played by this character that says, "I like women. They're so beautiful."
Well, he's clearly playing it. It's insane. I give him credit, honestly.
There's
he's
also
super gay. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't mind it. He's
Since-
super gay.
Since we can't really pinpoint a flow of the show because it was so long, there was a moment where his woman, the hottie Colombian, said that him and her, he was very excited one time when he took her to a strip club, but it was a male strip club. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a line.
Big.
Oh, he had a great line later in the episode too. I wrote down, by the way.
So
Tell us more, Rico.
Well, she got a lap dance from that he paid for some dude, and she thought he was basically a cuck.
Yeah, he was so into watching her get lap danced by a guy at a strip club, and he
But
had
I don't
taken her
think
to
she
a male
realized
strip
it.
club.
He
First of
was
all,
actually interested in the dude.
do you know? I didn't know male strip clubs exist. I thought you just have to call them and they go to
Only in like Vegas. They usually female strip
Yeah.
clubs
right. There's
have
so the
male
fact that this
stripper
guy
nights.
knew where to go to a male strip club,
Yeah, that's true.
that's already okay.
Yeah, you have to have that
Yeah.
knowledge.
No guy knows where a male strip club is. Like, I don't know. I barely
Off Route 92.
yeah. So he knows where
BYOB, that's why I go there.
so that's like, hey, you know what? I know where there's a really good burger. Let's go get it. And then it's because I've been there before. So that's probably because he's
All
been to that place
Well,
before.
Let me tell you this
Oh.
line. This was such an eye raiser because again, this guy insists he's straight. So
Wait.
there's a really hot chick on the show
All
called
right.
Elise, who I don't remember. Do you remember her for
No,
any
I'm
season?
pretty sure she was like a random, like one of those random girls and she was
Okay.
She was 32, and it looks like she's had as much plastic surgery as like Joan Rivers.
Oh, she's had a lot of surgery, but still, she looks good.
That means she's
Empirical.
loaded.
She's hot. Like she's surgery hot. Let's say that surgery hot, right? but she's young and she's fit and she's
cyborg
tall.
hot.
She's cyborg hot. She's Cylon hot.
Yeah.
So she apparently, they're talking about this, and this is a funny moment between girls and guys, how they talk about things. Like the girls are like, I just want to find a best friend. And the guys are talking like, that chick's hot. And they're like, you know who likes to take it in the ass? Because apparently she told everybody, Elise likes to take it in the ass. Which, by the way, number one, done. I'm done with Love Island. Married. We'll go home. But Tim goes, well, you know, Elise, I don't know. She likes anal. And hanging out with her is like, it's like hanging with one of the bros, which I like. Do you guys remember this?
Pick that up.
Oh, this was in the same sentence. He goes, yeah, I don't know. She's big into anal and it's like hanging out with one of the bros, which I don't like.
Now we know what kind of bros
I swear to
he's hanging out
God,
with.
I rewound
that
it
could go
times.
both ways
I
bad,
rewound
right?
it 3 times to get it. It was the funniest thing ever. Yeah.
Every guy wants a chick that can get along with the bros.
That also,
but when you pair it up with, hey, bros have a butthole, and then she likes her butthole. Yeah, it's not a good
it was
mix.
She likes anal. It was like hanging out with one of the bros.
Yeah. I really like bald heads. I'm glad my friends don't have hair.
It's so ridiculous. And then I like this guy, Rob. He's like, I apologize to our viewers. We haven't even broken down the show, the characters yet. We just kind of
you can't do it. This is a random
5-hour
one.
show if we do.
Yeah,
it would be. It would be.
But
this guy
you
Rob,
come in knowing.
Yeah, this doofus Rob, who if I remember Rob, he brought over this kind of ugly Euro trash chick with big lips.
I thought she was like an English chick. I thought she was she was good looking, but he did not have a toilet in his apartment.
Yeah, didn't he have like no toilet and like
like a community toilet in his apartment.
I don't think girls are gonna like that, man.
Yeah,
girls need a toilet.
I think you should probably let them know ahead of time.
Yeah, he was garbage, but he's a handsome man and gorgeous guy, gorgeous eyes. We'll say that. But he was like
bathroom.
He was making out with Elise, the chick who likes to take it up the butt, who's hot and tall, and he's making out. Then he's like, "Oh, I found out she likes anal. I wish I knew that before I made out with her." I'm like, nope.
How does that mean?
You're going the wrong way, buddy. You're going the wrong way.
Well, I get what he was saying.
Like that she's a whore.
But
now that I already know that, we should have probably progressed a little bit further.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Rob, you're not like really looking for love. I mean, get that butt.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. He wanted that love butt. No, he was more embarrassed. He's like, oh man, I was kissing the anal girl, man. She
told everybody she likes it in the ass, and I made out with her.
I'm over here like
courting her. Saying that out of the blue on the first day. Like, I don't know why you'd say it on any day. but on the
I
first
could
day
see
you meet
certain
everyone,
days.
It takes a special person to want everybody to know that about them. Like they're just
immediately.
that's an attention-seeking statement.
Maybe it was May 1st, Manal.
Manal.
You know Manal Day.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a national holiday next year, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
I
You're
got
working behind the scenes.
My kids are going to be out of school. It's fucking annoying. I have to take the day off. What is it? What?
I don't think you want.
Manal?
Yeah. Well,
Oh. What's thank God there's no P. Thank God there's no P month.
Brian, you can't tell the people at the school you're taking your daughters out for Manal. They're not gonna let you
That's
do
blasphemy.
that.
What month is it? July? What is this? Panal?
All right. So should we talk about any of the other characters real quick?
Yes, yes. Chantal. Chantal,
Okay,
the
so
black
this
chick
is-
who married
so-
Pedro, who used to be hot and is still kind of hot because her tits got bigger exponentially.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking
Ooh.
about. So they did at the end of the episode, they did a 2-minute speed dating where the girls were in the hot tub and then the guys would rotate coming to the hot tub.
That
and have
was the
conversation.
weirdest speed dating
like,
I've ever
man,
seen.
I don't have any game, but who are these people? They just couldn't even have a conversation. But if you, this is what I was thinking, like, if I got in the hot tub with Chantel, would I have the balls to be like, so
Lose some weight.
why so big? Like, they're ridiculous. I mean, that's got to be the opener, right?
I mean, her
They're
tits are
like
incredible.
things. I
No,
don't
the
know.
opener is when you jump in the hot tub and water displacement takes place and you go, whoa.
I think it's like Dumb and Dumber. You got to go Dumb and Dumber rules. You cannonball in and then shove her head under and be like, booga, 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 booga. But yeah, Chantal's tits are H's. They're like she was skinny when she married Pedro. It made no sense. Pedro was an ugly donk. She was a hot half Latina. I don't know what she was, but she was honestly
Much better looking before. all the
smoking.
surgery.
She looks like a different person now, right? Yeah, she had some sort of surgery on her face, which I don't know why she did it. Her tits are still massive. They look great.
They were big,
But they
before,
are-
but they were good. And now they look like some old hag that.
Oh
just
no, those are the
grabbed
same
me.
tits. That's just fat. She got fatter.
No, they're definitely. Are you insane? Pull up a
You're
before and
insane.
after. There's
Rico.
no way she didn't get.
Oh, Rico, have you ever seen a fat black woman before in Cleveland? I
Cleveland.
refuse to believe you
What are you
haven't
talking about?
because they have some pretty fat fucking tits, dude.
Yes,
Rico.
every species.
I'm sorry, Rico,
Every
I-
girl
a-
has
a-
fat
A
tits, man.
a gorgeous half black
and
chick
then
with
they have
massive
baloney
tits
nipples.
that gains weight. Can you believe that they'd have even more gigantic?
she didn't gain that much weight. She
Gained, dude. She's at least 60 pounds heavier, if not more.
30 pounds of titty.
Dude, Chantal was a skinny, big-titted, like goddess.
She had like C's or maybe D, a
No,
D.
she had D cups on a skinny body. She was incredible, and
I
now
can see
she's
why
got
the other show was so popular because of you.
now she's got
Booby
G cups. Now she's got G cups on a woman who would be twerking in Los Angeles on a cop car body.
This is definitely a disagreement. here.
Rico's, you're an idiot and you're wrong. Just telling you.
I am not.
When people get
listen.
fatter, their tits get bigger. Her tits got bigger because she got fatter. She's fatter. Her tits are fatter. They're both fatter. She had no surgery on her tits. She might have had surgery on her face, which is sad because she had a cute face and she looks like a different person.
What if there's a situation where a woman got fatter and her tits got smaller? Did you ever think of that, Brian? It could happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it has happened, Don. You know what that ends in? Suicide.
Suicide. I knew you were gonna say that.
Or
'Cause if I was a girl
I didn't
and
know.
I,
or
if I was
or
a
as
chick
a-
and I
or
was
as a
fat and my
husband,
boobs got small, I'd kill myself.
as a husband, life insurance policy, accidental death somehow.
You don't even
I
need
see.
that. I think they write that into the policy in the event of her boobies getting smaller. You're
I
allowed
don't
to
know what
kill her.
happened. The doors were open. The dogs came in and just killed her.
She shot herself twice in the back of the head? What can I
we was
tell you?
on
I
we was
tell
on
you,
a
Tom?
cruise on the side of the boat, and the next thing you know, she just washed away. She's gone.
All right, let's talk about some of these guys real quick. So we're not just ragging on this episode's going to be full 90 Day Fiance, by the way, guys. We're going to do 2.5 Men next.
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts on. Fine, we'll save 2.5 Men for next time.
We're already 40 minutes in. We still have more to talk about.
All right.
This is
We'll
it's
just save
too
that for
good.
next time.
Okay, so
I'm enjoying watching you guys love this. This is your favorite show.
it's so good. But no,
You
I love
love
that.
it.
Like, so the Latina chick who lost a lot of weight, who was dating the South African guy, good for her for breaking up.
Mhm.
Abusive douche.
Dickhead.
Horrible. Good for her. Ditching an abusive South African. But
Has he been killed yet? I mean, if they're going to go around killing white people, at least
he's
kill
not a
them.
farmer. He's not a farmer, Rico. He's just a guy who
or targeted killings. You can't just kill the farmers. They make the
they
food.
should have
Don't
they should have
trap
a
the
form
asshole.
on their government website.
Like, yeah.
Would you like to recommend someone?
The white people in South Africa protest like the Mexicans are in LA and say, hey, a lot of us are good people. Go after the
No.
assholes.
They need to do like, remember we used to sacrifice people to like the crow god?
No, I wasn't there.
The crow god.
Yeah, like
You
for the harvest.
Pagan.
For the harvest. Like pick somebody for the harvest sacrifice to keep racial tensions solid.
We should
This
do a whole
fucking-
episode on
this
Irish
fucking
history. That'll be
asshole.
fun.
This South African white guy sacrifice it for the harvest. Then everybody's like, good. We're good. We got that
The
guy.
rain now. Great.
Yeah.
That's why they left Ireland to go live in South Africa because of being.
They didn't leave Ireland to go to South Africa, you fucking Jewish retard.
Because they were getting
Kinda history book are you
sacrificed for crows. Yeah. No,
The
I know,
Irish
they're
left
Dutch
Ireland
out there.
to go to the United
That's
States.
The potato famine was a myth.
So
And
the
the-
Dutch
and-
saw what
and-
you Irish were doing, and they're like, we
They
don't want
went
to be a
the
part of that. We're
United
going to
States
South
be
Africa.
To be, they were enslaved and they came here to start the Boston Celtics. Everybody knows history.
They saw what was going on in Ireland. They're like, how far down can we go? South
You don't know
Africa,
this.
that's
You
the
don't know
farthest
this.
we can
You
go.
don't know
We're
this, you
going.
Jewish fuck. But every Irish person has a share in the Boston Celtics, like the Green Bay Packers. They all have a share. We all have a share.
Yeah, and you live in LA where the Lakers are the dominant team, so you
Oh,
You-
all right.
you-
Good
Yeah,
job,
you-
LeBron.
don't get the share.
I love watching the Lakers suck shit under LeBron. A douche. All right, moving on. So there are
Do
men
you
on
really
this show.
get a really how much is your share worth of the Celtics? Is that real?
Potatoes worth?
Yeah,
Yes, free
It,
slide.
it fluctuates on the value of the potato.
yeah. The
I'll be
Yukon
honest.
Golder too.
It's the
potato.
USD/POT.
Yeah, if I cash in my
Yeah.
potato, you can
I
cash in
had
your
on my-
potato.
On my Apple stocks, I have POTP.
Oh, I have Apple stocks.
The
I bought-
Irish Fort Knox is just a potato, underground potato farm.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I bought
oh, no!
I bought two Apple
potatoes.
stocks.
God,
the-
potatoes are
at the
going
store.
bad. This
Granny
is a
Smith
terrible
Apple stock.
idea.
All right, who else is there to talk about?
All right, well, no. So talk about the guys. There's this one dude that fat Latina chick was like, oh, porn stash. He's turning me on. There was a guy that he had a porn stash
Yeah.
with the weirdest. He looked like from Army of Darkness. He looked like Bruce Campbell when he puts his head in the wrong Necronomicon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stretches his head out.
Yeah,
his chin
giant
gets real-
chin.
Yeah, giant chin stretched out. This one
Wow.
dude looked like that with a mustache. And she's like, oh, he's hot. I'm like, he needs that mustache. That
You know what?
chin.
That's a good point. He's probably like, what's the most ridiculous thing I can grow on my face to take attention away from my beard? A
Yeah.
porn stash. You know, maybe he went with the Hitler thing first, but that's closer to the chin.
He had Hitler
like,
mustaches on top and underneath his
Oh, yeah, that's
lips.
true. Yeah.
Rico, you're pointing at
Does
the
it equal
flavor
symbol?
saver,
Yes.
the soul
Yeah, you're right.
patch.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong.
But you know what I'm talking? This guy, his chin came down 3 inches past my chin with the same face, like the same configuration for face, but his chin was 8 inches below his nose. It was
Strong
insane.
jawline.
Yeah, it was a strong jawline.
It was like the Beetlejuice face when they stretch it out.
That guy, like, there's not many people who could lick ass and vagina at the same time, he could do it. Like he could slam his chin in that asshole while looking at that puss and like get both.
That's the origin of most yeast infections.
That's what you want. You want the
That
lower section of your face to be shaped like a sex toy. I mean,
He has his
way to
mask
go.
on. Like, where are you from? He's like, wherever fungi grow. Oh,
Like,
sorry.
I
We
know
tried
what
to
you
say they all wore masks at some point. This is not a great show for accurately describing the show, guys. It's more about the fun of the show. So that guy, I don't remember his name because who gives a fuck.
Cole?
But also Colt.
Maybe. No, there was a Cole. COLE.
Colt. That's
Colt. There's a
hilarious
Cole
name.
and a Colt.
Well, we know who Colt is.
Well, the audience might not. Colt
Colt?
is
Colt is an icon.
describe Colt for they may
We
not
already talked
know.
about him. He's a big fat ass who lived with his mom, hired or dated some Brazilian who looked like a plastic doll.
Where do they get these people to sign up for this show? How do they find
It's the genius of these producers?
Yeah, how do they get them to sign up? Like Colt
Rico,
is like,
sorry, Don. When you saw Colt, you watched it. When you saw him talk and interact, and his unbelievably ridiculous, absurd confidence, considering that he is a potato person. How would you not cast him? You're like, this guy is a goddamn gem. like
He should really be on the
I'd want the relationships to work out.
Look, this guy, let me show people who are watching, let me show Colt. By the way, we have a mug I bought my wife.
I don't think the people really
Colt
want them to find love. I think they want us to be entertained by the retards.
Yes, thank you. So Colt, he sent apparently dick pics to people, and he is, which I have a mug of.
I mean, listen, it's the holiday season. You got to send a Christmas card.
So this is Colt's head. I'll share here, and not his body. His body looks like a.
Are you gonna send? Is this his dick head? That's what you're gonna show.
Why is this not sharing?
Because it's a wiener.
But he looks like he's grotesque. And the fact that he's so aggressively, and I appreciate this, confident as a bald man. There's Colt.
Yeah, he's the guy from Vegas.
Story. I need to. Where is this? I'm afraid Colt
this is not helping either. He should not be.
This is from November 9th, 2024. 98 Fiance. Fool's journey. I'm afraid Colt will lose his leg.
What?
From diabetes?
Oh, if only.
From being fat?
His
leg just can't take it anymore.
He's not good looking. Look, I give Colt this.
His leg wants to leave his body.
Oh, dude.
Like, no, I'm not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm jumping up. Like half of the dudes on the show, I'm surprised their dicks haven't left their body.
Well, they're so stupid. These people are so stupid. All of them are so stupid. But no, Colt, he is grotesque. He got in one of the funniest interactions on the show. I don't know if you guys remember this, but they're like, how often do you guys have sex? And now Colt, remember, Colt is disgusting. Could not satiate his Brazilian psycho. She was a psycho, but, moves to the United States to live with his mom, his chain smoking mother. Then marries his friend
better
and grows a wizard beard. He marries his friend. He's like, I realized I had this in front of me all along, my Latina friend. Why this woman wants to marry him, I don't know. Marries her, grows a wizard beard, and then we see footage of them breaking up. Hilarious. Now he's in shape. They talk about for him. They talk about sex and like libido. This is where the Tim thing came up with Tim saying the problem with Jennifer was just spending money. Sure about that. But Colt goes, look, I have sex 7 times a day.
There's no way.
And he goes, I'm not an
anyone would do that for him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like one of the chicks after he said that in like the confession, she goes, What, with your computer? Like, yup. And then Tim, the gay guy who has not had sex once with his unbelievably, insanely hot Colombian ex-girlfriend, he goes, well, I would think if he had sex 7 times a day, he'd at least be in better shape. And I'm like, also good. Also accurate.
They said they had been broken up for 7 years, Tim and that other girl. It seems like a lot, like they weren't married or anything. They just said some like mean things about each other. But it's like, why is there this much bad blood for 7 years over that? Like, gives a shit. 7 years ago.
Tim and Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they both just
honestly,
despise the other person so much.
I get it. Here's why. Tim is super gay and wasted her time. Jennifer has a kid too. By the way, how hot is she?
Where's that kid at now?
I know. Who cares? As I said earlier, Rico, fuck it first, ask questions later. Who cares? But she has a kid. Looks incredible. Somehow even hotter. He wasted her time. That's why she's mad. He wasted her time and is obviously super gay. The question is, why, if you're not a grifter, right? Oh, you're in it for love? Clearly a gay man. Clearly not attractive. This guy's not attractive. A super hot chick. And this chick is I would say 8 out of 10 in LA, maybe a 9 out of 10 in LA. She's unbelievably hot. You're not wasting your time on this narrow-shouldered, doesn't work out. He has no musculature. Like, look, I'm not shitting on people out there that may be watching that don't work out regularly, but look, I am. But to get a 9 out of 10 girl, you have to be at least somewhat fit or interesting. And this guy is neither. He is the epitome of a beta, tiny, like, never works out, like eyeshadow wearing, like, you knew what you were doing. You're a grifter, clearly. You were doing this to get a green card because you knew this guy was gay and needed to tell his parents he was straight. Yeah. So there should be no animosity. To your point, there should be no animosity.
Yeah.
Except for the waste of time, because he clearly didn't marry her. That's why she's mad.
She's 32. I mean, get over it. What? And you broke up 7 years ago, so you were 25. Shit happens.
Still looks incredible. She looks hotter now.
Exactly. That was 7 years ago. The footage they were showing.
They've been broken up for 7 years.
It could have been a year ago because she looks the same. I mean, she is. Well,
she keeps herself together.
Yeah, good for her. Good job.
It's that pure stuff they have down there that keeps her young.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, another aspect of Tim, by the way, to add to the fact that he's definitely gay. They're like, what do you like in a girl? He's like, I don't know. I just
penis size.
The first I've talked to is hair. I just love their hair.
Yes,
that?
Their black hair, straight black hair, like, dude,
weird.
And then
no straight man in the history of life has been like hair.
I mean, I want the chick to have long hair like a chick, but I don't give a shit what color it is, or if it's curly or wavy or straight. As long as it's got some nice titties and a beautiful booty on it, who gives a shit?
You're like, there's no way. You're like, oh, crazy. I don't care what else is attached to that gorgeous head of hair. No man that is straight.
Yeah, what are you
has
gonna, like,
ever said that, will ever say that. I'm sorry. Unless there's an X-Files episode where a guy just was obsessed with hair, but you know what he did? Murdered the chicks without having sex
and with them. So wear the hair and try to lure in more guys like the one that you're speaking of. Yeah.
No, more ladies, but just to get the hair.
Oh yeah, well, that too.
And if there's one person in this podcast, by the way, my piece of shit, adorable daughter who I love to death, walked into the room yesterday And she looks at my beautiful wife and she goes, "Mommy, beautiful hair." She's 2.5. "Your hair is so big, beautiful." Turns to me and goes, "No hair." And then walks up to me. She goes, "You have a head." And then she just goes like, and then condescending goes like this. And pats me 3 times on my head.
I gotta give her $5 for that next
She
time.
doesn't know. Yeah, she thinks that a head and a hair are different things. She's learning how humans are.
They are for me, buddy. They
There
are for
you
me.
go. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one day she'll realize that beautiful pubic chin hair you got going on is also hair.
It's not pubic because it's straight like a Japanese woman's vagina. It's only straight in Japan.
It's only the wrong color. It's like blonde.
Listen to my new album, Only Straight in Japan. Also our new podcast, Only Straight in Japan. Well, we'll be
Starring
talking
Tim.
Only straight in Japan. For the album cover, Brian will be
98 Fiance. He'll be joining us for Only Straight in Japan.
Yeah.
The new show about straight pubic hair and pretending that you want to have sex with women, featuring all of us here at the first
I would
episode.
love to
FEPCAST.
see Brian's beard and mustache hair dyed black. Like the blackest black. He looked like
It's
a weird.
pretty dark already, man.
No, it needs to be like
Darker.
Yeah, like Vincent Price black.
If there was a reason to do it for a good Halloween costume, like Rico and I went as WWE wrestlers. He was Ultimate Warrior. I was Hulk. I glued blonde hair. I dyed my beard. It was incredible. Incredible.
That sounds
fucking
exactly
costume.
right. Very
It was
good.
amazing. If
Did
there
you
was a
guys
reason
encounter
to
any
do
other
it-
wrestlers while you guys were out and about? That's always fun. See other.
Well, Rico wasn't with us. Oh, you weren't with us. We met Jake the Snake.
Mm.
You mean Brutus the Barber?
Or was it Brutus? Who did we
yeah,
meet?
that was not at the same. That was in Vegas, a completely separate.
That was
time.
Vegas. Was it? Oh yeah, Jake's dead.
No, he's not.
Pretty sure he is.
You mean the guy that was Jake the Snake, the wrestler guy? I don't think
He
he's
does
dead. No.
GDP yoga. He turned his life
I
around.
don't even like they're all alive still.
Well,
I heard that Kane,
White-
the mayor of a town.
No,
Knoxville.
we met Jake the Snake, dude. You're wrong.
Yeah,
What-
Undertaker's
Well,
brother.
I wasn't
is
there. How would I
a
remember?
political,
Mark said it
Oh,
was
okay.
Brutus the
Yeah, I was saying you're
guy.
talking like you know. No, we met Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
I just saw a hilarious video of him where he was talking about how he had the snake. It was like a D-venom
Damien.
snake,
Yes.
and
It was a
Macho
python.
Man Randy Savage was like, we're having a match, and he's like, "You got to get the snake to bite you first. I'm not dying." And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "All right, fine." So he has the snake bite himself, and then it cut to this footage of the snake like biting the shit out of Macho Man. And
Oh yeah, I've seen it. That was crazy. They had to like rip the fangs out of his arm.
It was. I mean, wow.
Don't tell that guy if he was alive that wrestling ain't real.
All right. So anyway, what are we doing for our new show? We spent the whole episode talking about 90 Day Fiance.
Hunt for
Worth
Love,
it, by the way.
Episode 2.
Look, I'm
Rico's
watching. I told
favorite.
Sandy, I'm all the way in. I'm all the way in on watching 90 Day
We
Fiance.
have to
Hunt for Love.
reboot the show.
Why are
I'm back
they
in.
90
It's a reboot.
minutes?
Remember, like
Way too
Prison
long.
Break?
Rico,
came
I
back,
could
like, 10
throw a new
years after?
podcast up there at any point in time to watch just 90 Day Fiance. We could do it, but what are we doing for this show? For the new show next week?
I don't know. There was well, we could do another reality show, but that's kind of like just did that, so probably not. Why don't we figure that out off
if people are watching it, that's fine.
I don't know if this is even. I don't know. We're just gonna be having
All right,
awkward
we'll figure it
pauses
out.
while we figure this out.
Next episode, 2.5 Men. We'll figure out the new episode. We'll post it. You guys don't give a shit anyway. It's more about the conversation than the episode, right?
That's
So
right.
Exactly.
yeah. And look, none of us may be here. The Israel-Iran war may just wipe us all out with nuclear fallout. So,
yeah, I mean, this happened. You know what? You need to be worried more than me. Obviously, as LA, and if you've seen season 2.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!